Okay, let's dive in. Today we're unpacking a really fascinating case study, the Valley Food Project, and its director, Elena.
Right.
And our mission here is to get at a huge paradox in aid work. When does a fix, a really successful short-term fix, actually start to poison the very community you're trying to help?
It's such a classic systems problem. Elena's early success was, it was built on solving the immediate visible pain.
The thing you can take a picture of.
Exactly. She was focused entirely on what we could call the quick fix strategy. And this strategy, it generates really high direct impact. That's the metric that, makes donors feel great.
And it worked so well at first. I mean, Elena showed the world those images of the hollow-cheeked children, and that public awareness just opened the floodgates for philanthropic funding.
And she put that money to work immediately.
Yeah, huge trucks, delivering grain and food every single... So you get this feel-good cycle, a virtuous cycle, where these great reports land on the desk of a major donor, this Mr. Harrison, and he just keeps writing bigger checks.
But that's the thing about that model. It can't scale forever. It eventually hits a tipping point.
And the stream becomes too much.
The sheer weight of that quick fix strategy just started to break the system. And we actually see this in the numbers.
Right.
The sources mentioned that Mr. Harrison, the donor, he saw that giving 20% more funding was only buying them, like a 5% bump in impact.
So the efficiency was just plummeting.
Yeah.
And the team was burning out.
Completely. Just trying to keep the trucks rolling.
Okay, but this is where it gets really interesting. Elena had her big aha moment. She realizes her kindness created, a dependency trap.
Yes.
She visits the valley, and she sits down with the village elder, a woman named Maria. And Maria says something that just cuts right through all the success metrics. She just says, "We have forgotten how to feed ourselves."
Wow. And that one line, that's the entire conflict right there, isn't it?
It's chilling.
Elena's incredibly effective solution, the trucks, the grain, was actively, disabling the community's own ability to be self-sufficient.
So the aid was like a mask.
It was a mask, yeah. It was hiding this much deeper problem that was actually getting worse. If the funding stopped, they would have been in a bigger crisis than when she started.
So she pivots radically. She goes to Harrison and basically says, the fix has failed.
The tough conversation to have.
I'm sure. And she decides to stop funding the silo and start funding the seeds. It's a complete shift in strategy, an investment in capacity.
And you see it right away in her hiring. She stops looking for truck drivers.
Right.
Instead, she brings on a local agronomist and a water engineer. She's building the nonprofit's capacity to do a totally different kind of work.
And the work itself changed. They weren't just delivering handouts anymore.
No, it was about teaching. Training. They work with Maria to build a community seed bank. They train the villagers to dig their own well to maintain it.
And the metrics had to change too, which must have been terrifying. The initial reports for direct impact showed people fed 0.
Brutal, right. But that wasn't the point anymore. The new metric, community self-sufficiency, that started to climb. And that proved their effectiveness was actually going up, not down.
That final chapter of the story, though, that's what really stands out. 5 years later, Mr. Harrison comes back.
And there are no aid trucks.
None. No dependency. He finds this functioning, thriving co-op run by Maria's son. And Maria doesn't hand him a financial report. She hands him a handful of seeds. The impact was so profound because he wasn't needed anymore. That entire quick fix loop was now completely obsolete.
So the lesson here, I think, is pretty clear.
It seems to be that true sustainable impact means you have to invest in a future where you, the benefactor, are eventually unnecessary.
It just flips the whole idea of charity on its head.
The ultimate goal is to make yourself redundant.
Exactly. And, this raises a really important question for anyone listening. For you, how are you measuring success in your own work or maybe in the causes you support?
It's a tough question.
It is. But if your main metric for success relies on the other person staying in need, how long is it until you realize you're just running on a highly funded treadmill that isn't actually going anywhere?